Hello students, welcome to VTU Guru. ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ವೈಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಒನ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, illustrate the block diagram and explain how a DC power supply operates. Explain how a full wave bridge rectifier works with circuit and waveform. Explain the working of half wave rectifier with the help of waveform and diagram. With the diagram, describe the working of voltage regulation circuit. Explain the voltage doubler circuit and describe its functionality. Describe the characteristics of a RC coupled amplifier and its frequency response. Define the concept of negative feedback in amplifiers and derive relevant expressions. Next, an amplifier is a numerical part ಇದೆ, ಸೊ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೊರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಶಾಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಮಾಡೆಲ್ 2. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್, Model 2, first question, what are the ideal properties of an operational amplifier? Draw and explain the working of Wien bridge oscillator circuit. Define Parkinson's criteria and explain its role in sustaining oscillations. Explain the function of differentiator and summing amplifier with waveforms and circuit diagrams. Describe the operations of a stable multi-vibrator using a single stage configuration. Define and briefly explain the following characteristics. So ಇವೆಲ್ಲ define and briefly explain ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್, 8th ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮತ್ತು 7th ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎರಡು ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ 3 and convert the following. So as you can see, ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿರಬಹುದು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡೆಲ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, Boolean expression using gates. You could implement the following Boolean expression gates. Okay, next third question, explain the full adder using 2 half adders and 1 OR gate. Derive expression for sum and carry out. Describe a step-by-step method to design a combination circuit. Realize a full adder circuit with its truth table and logic diagram. Use 2s complement to subtract. Next, prove De Morgan's theorems using truth table. Represent. Next, model 4. Explain the structure and function of 7-segment LED with diagrams. What makes an embedded system different from general purpose computing system? Write a short note on following components: sensors, transducers, actuator, 7-segment LED display. Okay, what is an embedded system? Give suitable definition with and examples. Explain the major application domains of embedded system. Discuss the classification of embedded system. Distinguish between RISC and CISC process architecture. List and explain key building blocks of typical embedded system. Next, last model, model 5. Explain radio wave propagation and classify its types with a neat diagram. Describe amplitude modulation and frequency modulation diagram. List the difference between digital and analog communication. Explain the operation of basic communication system using block diagram. What are the major types of communication system? Explain briefly. And sixth question, describe the structure of a modern communication system using a block diagram. Write a note on ASK modulation and demodulation. Differentiate between hardwired and softwired channels. Okay students, 5 model complete ಆಯಿತು. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್.